Samsung's new smart fridges are going to be showing advertisements. A man is going to court after he dug a tunnel into his neighbor's apartment. And a drug dog was visiting a middle school and found cocaine on one of the teachers. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. I got 3 strange news stories from all over the place for you to enjoy. Let's go. Samsung's new smart refrigerators are going to show advertisements. This is late-stage capitalism at its peak, I think, and it just continues to abuse us. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, do I need to see ads everywhere, 24/7? There's too many ads. I'm trying to cut down on my ads. I don't want my refrigerator also trying to sell me crap. I don't know about you guys, my fellow weirdos, but whenever advertisements are placed in a new place in front of my eyeballs, closer and closer I get to just unplugging and moving into the woods like the great Henry David Thoreau. And it's just going to be a matter of time before they just implant digital billboards in our eyeballs, and we have to watch ads from the moment we're conceived. Rage Against the Machine saw this coming years and years ago. That's why they're such great philosophers. I really implore you to listen to some Rage. It feels good right about this time, in this timeline that we're in. The rage is relentless. I think we can all agree. Let's get into the story here. Samsung started rolling out an update to its refrigerators, the smart refrigerators, that is, that brought advertisements to their displays, whether you want them or not. The whole situation is rather surreal, but not entirely surprising, as the smart refrigerator game is just getting more and more complex. I think these smart refrigerators are really unnecessary. I don't need nor want my refrigerator or any appliance for that matter sliding into my DMs. I mean, that's like a technological dystopian nightmare. And I think we need to draw a line in the sand here and disallow this sort of abuse that we're getting from these tech companies, honestly, and reevaluate what these things are needed for. It's a refrigerator, okay? What is a refrigerator supposed to do? Keep cold things cold, frozen things frozen. I don't need my refrigerator to teach me some horrible TikTok challenge, nor do I need my refrigerator to try and sell me a bunch of stuff that I really don't need, which is what most of advertising is. I don't need to be eating breakfast and all of a sudden have Kevin Hart interrupt me on my refrigerator trying to get me to gamble with DraftKings or buy something that, is there any commercial he'll turn down? I mean, this guy won't turn down any commercial, Kevin Hart. Does he have any integrity at all? I mean, he'll go on any commercial. Just hit him up. Ask him to sell your stupid little product that you have there. He doesn't care. He's not going to research it. He's just going to take the money and do it. It's unbelievable, this guy, honestly. How much money do you need, Mr. Hart? Granted, I've had some probably questionable products being peddled on my podcast over the years that I've had, some advertisements run on here. But I'm broke. All right, there's a difference. I'm not gonna sell my soul to the devil unless I need to pay rent. And now it's time for a quote from a Samsung spokesperson. Should we even bother to listen to this? You know what they're gonna say. Samsung is committed to innovation. Oh, really? And enhancing everyday value for our home appliance customers. As part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen that value, we are conducting a pilot program to offer promotions and curated advertisements on certain Samsung Family Hub refrigerator models in the U.S. markets. I love how they frame it as, oh, we're helping you. We're offering this. This is something for you that we're offering extra. Like, in other words, feeding you poison and telling you that it's cheesecake, basically. And, we all like to knock around that phrase, corporations are evil, evil corporations, and it's stuff like this that really warrants that label as evil. This is completely evil, if you do not know. The only way that this would ever be for the consumer, like as a benefit for the consumer, as they claim that it is, some special offer, to make your life better. The only way it would make your life better or even make sense is if you had a deal with Samsung. Okay, I'll take your advertising refrigerator, put it in my house, allow you to serve ads to my family 24/7 if the refrigerator is completely free. That's a fair trade-off. You get my data. Companies can, pay you to run ads to families in their homes trying to have dinner. And let me just rant about smart refrigerators in general. You shouldn't be hooking your appliances up to the interwebs. All right, I've covered stories on The instances that these machines have hacked the users, shared photos and videos that were taken of individuals in the privacy of their own homes, even listened in on conversations and whatnot. Yeah, you shouldn't be hooking these things up to the web is what I'm saying. It's just an opportunity for another device to spy on you. And then that impromptu handy that your wife gave you in the kitchen after 4 Chardonnays, that gets online, and then it's all over for you. All right, before I go, I'll just say, you don't need smart devices in your home. These appliances, all right? You have your smartphone. Maybe you got a laptop. TV, sure. The rest of this stuff, you do not need to hook it up to the web. You just don't, all right? It's not going to improve your life in any way. In the ways that it does improve, maybe a slight little convenient operation in that way, save you a little time. But the fallout of it, it's just not worth it. And it's dumb. Don't be dumb. A Calgary man tunneled into his upstairs neighbor's apartment, allegedly. This is what you call a DIY kind of guy. I got some questions. Did he put a little poster of a pinup gal over that hole that he made, like Andy Dufresne? Are you guys all familiar with Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption? I should hope so. This is a movie that you need to watch in your life. All right, let's take a trip to Calgary and learn some details about the activities of one ne'er-do-weller. I got some fans in Calgary, a lot of fans in Canada. I love my Canadian fans. You guys got a weirdo up there. This guy reminds me of a Florida man. He's facing charges in relation to accusations that he tunneled into the residence above his Southwest Calgary apartment. Well, it's an apartment, so I don't know if you could accurately refer to that as tunneling. I think what really happened was he cut a hole in the ceiling. It's more like it. That's not really tunneling. But I suppose those details are pretty inconsequential. The main question we have is why? Why would you tunnel into your neighbor's apartment? We have the police responding to reports of a break-in. The victim told investigators that she had been having some issues with her downstairs neighbor and that they were getting worse and worse. They weren't getting along. Then after returning home from being out, the woman said she discovered significant disturbances inside her apartment, including a large hole in the floor, a hole that wasn't there when she left. This was despite the fact that her door was completely locked. Investigators believe that the occupant living below the woman, who was also the person she was having some problems with, tunneled from his suite into hers through an open space behind a fireplace. Oh, so it went up through the fireplace and through a wall. Maybe this is an accurate use of the word tunneling after all. My bad. I was pretty harsh on the choice of verbs up top. Forgive me. Now, it says on Monday, police executed a search warrant downstairs at the apartment, and they took this man into custody, the little gopher, the little groundhog. His name's Ben Edward Mays. He's 46 years old. He's 46 years old and year-old. Our little Canadian groundhog has been charged with 1 count of breaking and entering with intent to commit criminal harassment, on 1 count of mischief to property over $5,000, and 2 counts of disobeying a court order. Oh, did the woman have a restraining order against our little groundhog guy, Ben? That would explain the disobeying of a court order would be the restraining order. Or maybe there was a court order that he was not supposed to dig tunnels into other people's places of living. This might be his thing, We got a quote here from the Calgary Police Inspector Keith. Keith says, "This incident represents a deeply disturbing violation of personal space and security. The idea that someone would go to such lengths to gain unauthorized access to another person's home is not only alarming, but it also shatters the fundamental sense of safety that we all deserve in our own residences." Oh yeah, I certainly agree with Keith. What's the motive, though? I mean, I'm scrolling through the article. There's no motive. There's no explanation as to why this happened. There was a disagreement. It says she's having problems with the guy. He's having problems with her. Neighbors can get this way, especially in apartment living, upstairs, downstairs. Maybe there's noise. I lived in many New York City apartments and have had issues with upstairs noise. You try and talk to the people. You try and be reasonable and appeal to their sense of reason, but sometimes it just doesn't work. I mean, I had an old lady in Astoria, Queens, old Greek woman. She liked to get up. This was her move. She liked to get up at 7 a.m. Sunday morning and crack walnuts with a hammer, because apparently she made baklava for her family on Sundays. Cracking walnuts with a hammer. Sunday morning, 7 a.m., right above my bed. I go up there one day. I try and talk to her. She speaks very little English. It's all Greek. It was Greek to me. Hey. And then next thing you know, her daughter confronts me at the mailboxes one day. Like, you're the guy harassing my mother. I'm like, hey, come on. And, it was a disaster, the whole thing. Yeah. Anyways, I assume these two had a spat of some sort, probably related to noise. Who knows? It could have been water related as well. There tends to be water issues between upstairs and downstairs apartment situations. But whatever it is, it's just a strange way to resolve that issue that you have with your neighbor. Like, I hate living above you. I hate living below you. How about I solve this by connecting our living spaces? Haha, take that. I see you, neighbor. I see you more than I ever see you. Like, I just don't understand how you came to that conclusion. I mean, I don't understand why you just don't solve it like an American and take your gun and fire through the ceiling of your apartment into her apartment. It's so stupid. Oh, let me mention this as well. This story reminds me of a movie I'm going to suggest that you watch. It's really weird. It's called The Hole by a Taiwanese filmmaker that I really enjoy called Tsai Ming Liang. And this is the guy who directed Goodbye Dragon Inn, Stray Dogs, what is it? Gods of the Neon Gods, something like that. Anyways, this guy's great. His movies are super weird. And this one about the hole, it's like a girl living above, guy living below, and then they have water damage and a hole appears between their apartments. And the movie follows how they deal with it. The hole gets bigger and bigger, and then there's finally a connection. But I won't spoil it for you. It's a really fun, weird movie. All right. And lastly, I'll just say for this guy, Ben, our Calgary gopher, he's going to have a great time in jail because that's the perfect place to perfect your tunneling skills.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
A teacher was found possessing cocaine after the police and a drug dog visited the middle school. The story's out of Louisiana. A teacher was arrested at a middle school in Baton Rouge after she was allegedly caught with some cocaine during a random drug search. Well, I mean, it's good to know that she could afford cocaine. I thought teachers weren't getting paid. This could be a barometer to give us a clue as to how the teachers are being treated in the culture these days. Are they getting raises like they deserve? Well, teachers that have cocaine, they're getting raises. This could be a sign. So I say pay them more. Pay them in cocaine if they want, just like the comedians were paid in the 80s. You guys know that. It's a little inside baseball. Back in the 80s, they would oftentimes pay stand-up comedians in cocaine. In fact, an old-timer once told me they'd ask you the question at the end of the night, you want white or green? So green was cash, white was, little booger sugar, like what this lady was taking. And I mean, can we at least empathize a little bit? Have you ever worked with sixth graders? I mean, tough stuff. Hard to get through the day. They have the energy, and they're very mean. They're mean. Now, the details of this story are such. The drug dog was at the Westdale Middle School when Virginia Summers, age 47, was reportedly found with cocaine inside of a wallet. She's the teacher. The drugs were tested and confirmed to be cocaine. This was her first mistake. And that's why if you're doing drugs in public, you should keep some beef jerky in your socks. That way the dogs sniff you and then they make a fuss, but then you're like, oh, sorry, officers, must be the beef jerky in my socks. Oh, what's that? It must be the bacon in my nose. I had that for breakfast. Little bacon around my nose. Now, police questioned Summers, who claimed that the cocaine did not belong to her, but to a friend who gave it to her at the LSU football tailgate on Saturday. Wow, she got very specific. That's actually very believable. That's a good job, Summers. Way to pivot. Let's see if they believed her. They searched her car, reportedly finding some marijuana and pipes as well. Ooh, I would call that drugs and drug paraphernalia. Summers now faces possession charges for drugs and drug paraphernalia, of course. Remains to be seen whether or not Summers is going to keep her job at the Westdale Middle School, where she's been teaching for more than a decade. She teaches math intervention, whatever that is. I've never even heard of that. I'll tell you, though, she's going to need some drug intervention. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Am I right, guys? Now, the school made a statement saying that this behavior is not condoned by our district, and we remain committed to maintaining a safe, secure, and drug-free environment for all of our students and our staff. The district said the matter's being handled in accordance with its policy and procedures. Yeah, she's probably going to get a little vacation. Might be paid for a little while. She can take her ass down to Cabo and have a little good time, celebrate. In between teaching jobs, they always hire them somewhere else. They're like police and priests. They just they make a mess in one place of business and then they go to another. So, I mean, eventually some other middle schoolers are going to have the benefit of listening to Summer's in-class rantings while she's on the booger sugar, because oversharing is a symptom of the booger sugar. Those lectures must have been fascinating.
This episode is brought to you by Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and music are made for each other. They share a rhythm in the craft of making something timeless, while being a part of legendary nights. From backyard jams to sold-out arenas, there's a song in every toast. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Hey, my friends and loyal listeners, weirdos. Thanks for spending some time with me in the Weird AF News podcast as I record in this closet for you. Well, I think it was a pretty good Thursday episode. Thanks to everyone who sent me some articles the last couple of days. Let's give a shout out to Jen Carlisle, who sent me a lovely email and a story. She said, "Hey, Jonesy, I've been listening to Weird AF News for about a year now, and I love that you have this podcast. I listen in the morning, so I usually get Florida Friday on Saturdays, but it's a great way to start my day with some humor mixed into the other news. I finally found one for you," and she sent me a Florida story. She says, "I look forward to hearing your next show, and thanks for the work. Love, Jen. Have a beautiful day." Excellent. Thank you, Jen Carlisle. You have a beautiful day, too, and thank you so much for the email. That was really lovely. It made me smile. You guys can always email me to funnyjones@gmail.com. Very easy. In fact, if you come across any Florida stories, please don't hesitate. Send them to my inbox immediately. That way I can record tomorrow's Florida Friday episodes. Did I say episodes plural? I meant episode. There's only going to be one Florida Friday episode tomorrow. There can only be one. We got another email I'd like to read from someone named Jim Klein, who says, "I listen to your podcast on my morning commute, Jonesy, after listening to the daily depressing news. So I don't hear the Florida Friday episodes until Monday morning. As a former Floridian, I truly enjoy that weekly treat. I don't miss living in that regurgitated crap hole one iota, though." By the way, I've noticed that Texas is starting to give Florida a run for the weird news capital. Have you considered doing a Texas Tuesdays feature? Maybe not weekly, but bi-weekly or monthly. Good luck with your life, man. Jim. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for the suggestion. I alluded to this either yesterday or the day before on the show, the suggestions I get from listeners. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for caring. But we're going to keep the format the same. And when I do come across Texas weird news, I'm just going to shove them in there. You'd be surprised. I don't cover as many Texas stories as you would think. They are weird in general, but it's a lot of the same stuff. Some dummy with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I only want to do so many stories about some dummies with guns, which is pretty much sums up Texas for you. Dummies with guns. Like all those shootings at the fast food places where the employees get blasted, those are all from Texas. But anyways, thank you for the emails, guys. You can always email me or slide into my DMs on Instagram @FunnyJones. I also post where I'm doing shows on there. I got shows this weekend. What is it? Friday night, Hollywood. Saturday night, Long Beach. Sunday night, up in somewhere near Hollywood. It might be Studio City or something. Anyways, it's up in the Los Angeles area. All the information's on my Instagram @FunnyJones. You can also send your Florida stories there, too. You can drop them into my DMs if you feel like it, just to help me out with the Florida Friday episode. If you would like to support the show because you're just rolling in dough as the stock market climbs and climbs, maybe your Palantir shares are just going up and up and up, and you want to sell some so you can give me money. Well, you can do that by going to weirdafnews.com, and then you can buy me a coffee or join my Patreon, and my PayPal's on there. So I suggest a Patreon. That's the way to go, because then it's like buying me a coffee every month, but you get extra weird content from yours truly. So it's a lot of fun. It's exciting, and the supporters that we have in the Patreon are very high quality citizens, I have to say. I can call them friends now, basically. So anyways, check that out, weirdafnews.com, and we'll see you tomorrow. And good luck with your life, man.